the mic is working, so that's good. Awesome. Let's go. We're gonna be trying to, pay attention, because we're dealing with a new camera, so we're not sure exactly how well that's gonna work because we don't have the battery thing we were supposed to have, so we don't know. I'm here. Hi, Mom.
It failed, and I'm not happy about that.
The battery thing. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't like being lied to.
Anyways, we're here now. But the camera might die, so, if possible, if you could pay attention and let us know if the camera died so we can switch to a different camera, that would be great. 'Cause, yeah, camera might die. But, ooh. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So we left off last time, Jason.
Madonna just...
We had been in Bagra.
Yes.
Which was the last city that we had to go to and tell about the upcoming Illithid invasion. Rasha managed to dodge some really sketchy characters who were all out to get her. And teleported away because the face of a god said it needed her help. In freeing another face of the same god, the one true god is what it was called.
Trapped in the Black Temple
in Moadina.
Of Moadina.
Yep. So he obviously just drops them on the outskirts of town.
It's really not a...
The thing
Madame.
drops Rasha on the outskirts of Moadina. And
Modern informs Rasha that it doesn't know where its ancient companion is, but it is aware of its imprisonment in Moadina. Madan also tells Rasha that it cannot approach due to the magics preventing extraplanar beings from within the temple. Specifically saying, a being such as this does not deserve such torture. Its presence poisons the lives of those here. It must be set free, and once done, I will take it away from here with me. Though it may exact some vengeance on those who have kept it for so long, it was commanded here long ago by an ancient High Father of the one true God to destroy the temple of Azkar and all who worship him. Instead, it was imprisoned by the high priests of Azkar and used for their foul designs. Muad'Dib has been slowly corrupted by its presence and Azkar's influence over my companion. He will not be thankful to be free. But know you are doing this world and countless others a favor this day, Desert Wind. Time is of the essence. It then disappears as mysteriously as it appeared.
He just poofs. This is gone. And Rasha's just like, okay. She's a scout. and a dervish dancer, and she has to break into this powerful temple. So she knows she can't do this alone. And this is kind of a sketchy city, so she has to be careful about how she looks for people to help her. Yeah, she's got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
She knows this.
Mm-hmm. Especially after what happened in Asarudin, and knowing that the Black Sheik had business dealings in Asarudin, who is the one who runs Moadina, that your presence would not be appreciated. As the new ruler of Asarudin, coming to mess with his town.
Oopsie. But the good thing was, Rasha, I guess, finds out. I don't think Madan tells her this, but she finds out that the ruler of Moadina is gone.
Yeah, currently he's not here because
he's not here.
He's like either on his way to or back from Asarudin, because unlike some people, he has to still travel like normal folks regularly.
At this point, Rasha, all of her unnormal traveling is facilitate Gravin.
Yeah.
And other.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Other ones
Madan,
of her friends.
I guess
and,
we want
and you know, it's been facilitated by other people that have some sort of magical, mystical powers.
But the idea that you're in a lucky position where he's out means
yeah, he's out.
Good
So
things for
she has a certain amount of time. She's got like six days, I believe.
as Madan said, time is of the essence.
So Rasha starts looking for people to help her. Did Madan tell me that I needed these specific people, or
No.
you just sort of put that I was looking for people and
Well,
having to find? I don't know, like.
So you have a history, right?
I
Like
have
your
a
character has a history.
Happy
And-
Monday, Dad.
And you understand, you know, if you're going to break into a place, you probably need a master locksmith.
Right, because Rasha, even though she is, in my opinion, the better type of rogue, because she can still disable traps and she's faster and she's still sneaky and everything, she doesn't actually have, what's it called?
Open lock.
Open lock. This equal sign should be a not equal.
No, that's just...
Yeah,
I'm
disable
using-
device does not equal open lock.
No, that's a note from me, because I'm using Pathfinder characters, and disabled device equals open lock in Pathfinder.
No, because I have disabled device.
Okay. In Pathfinder,
Yeah.
disabled device is the skill that covers open lock,
Oh.
which is why I had to make that note for myself.
But
To go,
we-
this number equals that number.
even though this is a squished together system of D&D 3.5 and Pathfinder Volume 1, it is more of D&D than it is Pathfinder. Jason, most of the stuff that you've taken from Pathfinder is like different classes and things, right?
a couple,
kind of.
and like just then the mythic.
A few little, yeah,
the
mythic,
mythic
the
stuff.
mythic tiers, which at this point I have at least
Yeah.
one.
You have,
a couple.
I think, 2 or 3 at this point.
Yeah, a couple mythic tiers, which are some just.
I mean, you
some super
survived
cool
Armin's
things.
Passage, so I think you have at least 3 at this point in time.
Oh, did that give me mythic?
I think so,
I can't
yes.
remember. Okay. Well, I guess yeah, because people are doing individual adventures at this time,
Mhm.
and then different things that gained them mythic tiers. Okay.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah. I didn't die. Thanks, Gravin.
I mean, you didn't die also because you made your checks and
Right, and I ran away.
did smart things. Yeah.
My things. And, you know, I'm a sneaky scout.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rasha has an idea. She knows she'll need someone to open locks. To some sort of master locksmith, because that is not a skill that she has. Like, she can, like, find traps and things. She knows this. Like, she's done this, right? She's disabled traps in her adventures. But she doesn't actually, like, pick locks.
You don't really break into places. You
Right.
just
She doesn't.
kinda-
I don't break into places. I adventure and try and keep myself and the others around me safe. Right. I'm not like stealing. But
as well, because you're assailing a temple and you know that he is magically protected. You need someone that can get around magical protections.
like that just makes sense.
Right.
So I'm looking for, that would be this.
An abjurer.
An abjurer. What is an abjurer, Jason?
They create or break down magic. They create magical protections or prevent other magics from working. That's what an abjurer does.
All right, that makes sense.
Abjuration is the school of magic that allows you to manipulate magic so it works or it doesn't. Guards and wards, anti-magic shells, improving others' magic skills. This is abjuration.
Makes sense. So then, and then she needs a cleric.
Someone who knows the temple.
Someone who knows the temple and has detect evil. Even though, since this is a temple to an evil god that she's breaking into at this point, it's kind of, there's gonna be evil everywhere, right? So like, how does detect evil work? Like, is it just sort of there's evil here, or it can be like, oh, there's more evil here, or something?
No, it's like a detect magic, right? All the detect spells are kind of similar. You cast a spell, and within 60 feet, you see an aura. Okay. So for detect evil specifically, it's, oh, there's an evil aura here. And then you concentrate on it, and you understand more about how powerful or what kind of evil aura it is. Is it this person just told a lie? Okay, well, that's evil, but not, like really so terribly evil.
Sure.
If it's like, I lied about how much I made today. Not the same thing as like, I'm a murderer. Or we sacrifice innocent people to our dark god to gain powers. Yeah, that's evil. And you need someone to distinguish the levels of evil to give you an idea of where you're going. You really also needed someone who knew the ins and outs, who could get you into the
someone who
temple.
knew the temple. So Rasha starts looking around the city, and the first thing she finds in, Moadina, which you can see here, and is there anything in this picture that you've happened to find that kind of represents the Black Temple? I'm just curious.
Oh yes, that is
right.
The Black Temple.
So this is the Black Temple, although it'd be more black than that. Like all of it would be black.
That's pretty.
Not just the bit on top.
No,
this part wouldn't be black.
No, it's.
Then that's not very black.
It is. Look at the.
Just the things on top are black. That's not very black.
That's not just things on top. That's what makes it the Black Temple.
But I thought like the whole building was black.
No, I didn't even describe it as that. But
no, you never described it in
completely,
that sort of detail.
But that's the Black Temple.
I thought it was just like all black.
I mean, part of it's because they worship Azkar.
And he's evil.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, again, this background picture is just one that Jason found on the internet that worked really well for
Moadina.
what he had in mind for Moadina.
There is a river that runs through the city, and it runs.
It goes through
the center of the city, and the Black Temple is built within in the center of the city, and the river runs around it. So gaining access to the temple is guarded. The clerics and guards of the city watch it. It's like a very special place. It's also the palace of the Black Sheik, Kazak Bendod, the ruler of Modena. Right? And the past rulers are typically all
and a palace.
Clerics, or the high priest of Azkar rules Modena and has, as far as you've known, ever.
Sure.
Not this guy specific, but
Sure, right, yeah.
Other high priests of Azkar.
Alright, so Rasha starts looking around the city, and the first thing that she finds that seems to be of interest is a little shop, with all sorts of curious things in it, little interesting little artifacts and books and things that seem like they might be applicable to the situation. And so Rasha goes in, and there's nobody in there except the person that owns the shop, which is a lady.
Zul Ashur is a cunning scholar and explorer of ancient texts and ruins. She's very familiar with the Ahrimar, which are the gods that aren't the one true god, and Ruidan, the evil ones, and the Meshespentas, which are the good ones. They're religious and historical artifacts and sites. The ancient Black Temple in Muad'Dib being specifically one of them that she is familiar with. At least what's stored inside, supposedly. She is also, Zul, knowledgeable in a wide range of fields. She's quick with the quip and quotation, as with the blade or bolt and lash. She's been looking for any reason, to raid the ancient temple of wonders it may hold. She's specifically looking for the Revelation Quill, which has been known to pen 2 prophetic texts in ancient times. One detailing the rise of Riat, and another detailing the fall of Asarudin in modern times.
How strange.
She also thinks that's why the Black Sheik has left for Asarudin, because of this prophecy that has been detailed.
The time is at hand.
Yeah. Exactly.
Read it.
When the desert wind sweeps the port of Asira clean, the scholar and the merchant will split the city in 2. So, this character, this NPC, that one of the other players played, believes that that's where the Black Sheik is gone. And the next prophecy that he wants to keep from coming true is, gold will blacken mixed with blood when the Black Temple alights the night of Muad'Dib. So he knows that Asarudin has fallen, and he's trying to stop his city from catastrophe, or at least the Black Temple, what he thinks is his city, right? Because this guy doesn't know as much as Zul does. Zul's been studying this for decades.
Yes, she has. Hi, Mel.
Hey.
She says, hey, my 2 favorite people.
Hello.
But yeah, so Rasha has to talk to Zul and I guess sort of convince her of her, what's the word I'm looking for? Her intentions. They don't actually, at this point, they don't actually exchange names.
Correct.
They don't actually exchange
You just know her as like a shopkeep.
No, she uses something to refer to herself.
Because
I said, because Rasha, I said, you can refer to me as the dancer.
Right.
I don't know.
She said like the scholar or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
she said the scholar.
Yeah.
That
sticks out of my brain.
Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, and she's so they come to an understanding. They both want to get in there, and they know they can't do it just with themselves.
They still need a team.
The next person that they look for is a person with magical, and Zul has an idea of where to go next. Yes.
Yeah. Suggest actually going to the temple to case it and see. I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
Did we do that?
Yes. Because you guys didn't go in.
I thought we found the wizard first.
Well, Zul is the wizard.
No,
Yeah.
Zul. No, Zul is the lady.
Yes, who's a wizard?
No, Zul is the lady that we just met, the scholar.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
Sid.
correct. Zul is not a wizard. My bad. She's just an archaeologist. A rogue.
A rogue, yeah.
So
She's the locksmith.
right. My bad.
Master
My bad.
locksmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she knows about these things, right? But
Uh-huh.
isn't magically inclined
Yeah, that's the
necessarily.
person we just met. I thought that we met the cleric last.
Yeah, you did actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
we didn't go to the temple at that point, did we?
No, you're right.
Yeah, it was the
I know you
tower.
cased it at some point in
Tower.
time. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You went to the tower there, which isn't like a big tower. It's not
Yeah,
like
there's
it's
a little
like
tower, and
it's because that's the person who runs it.
no, yes, is Vishu the
No,
Sid
Razim.
Razim. So we got to the little wizard tower there, and nobody responded to us, and then when we went inside, there was no one there. I don't remember exactly how we got past the illusion or whatever it was.
I believe that
he
you made
was
your save
doing.
eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
It's not really that he was
He's just
doing.
very
It's
cautious.
just because he does things against the Black Sheik and against
Yeah.
So she found a lot of the dissidents in the city, and the people who'd be like, "Yeah, we're down with this," but they gotta like
They had to be
CYA,
careful.
right? So
What? Oh, yeah, gotcha, sorry.
yeah, so they are protecting themselves. So this guy's got illusions set up as his temple. Like, I'm not home. It's nothing dangerous. It will kill you. It's
Right,
like
it's
just
just
you don't find anything and you don't want to be here anymore because you don't find anything of importance. It's just boring here.
Yeah,
Bye, go
yeah,
away.
yeah.
You know what doesn't seem important, people just walk past.
Yeah.
And so that's the illusion he has up. I think eventually you just made the saving throw.
Okay, yeah, all right.
That's what you did
Um,
to get past the hallucinatory terrain and
so
all that
then
stuff.
we find this guy, this magical type person, and the funny thing is they start talking. Rasha says, "This is the scholar. I'm the dancer. You're the wizard," which apparently Rasha didn't realize this was like kind of a compliment and like a big sort of name for him because he's just kind of
Well, and Sid is a worshiper of Zarathustra as well. So he worships the
which is the
Ameshas Pentas of magic,
Rumajani
god of magic.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's like, I'm the wizard. Well, I thank you, because that is who the wizard is, right? Like that's like, not like the name the wizard, right? But the greatest wizard of renown in Rumedan is Zarathustra, and is this ancient god who walked this plane and did things in the ancient past that he is well aware of. And so giving him this compliment really perks him up.
It helped. But yeah, so tell us about Sid Razim.
So Sid Razim, he grew up in Muad'Dina. He's a hometown boy. He attended academy in Bahadina at the Tower of Summoning. He's middle-aged at this point in time. He's always been fascinated with the stars, outside of becoming a powerful abjurer, which is what he is. Sid has been studying the heavenly bodies above. He understands that the Black Temple possesses an artifact that supposedly fell from the heavens in a fiery torrent in ancient times, sometime after a great battle. The first use of this device supposedly found them communicating with alien intelligences from planets around Naboria. Since the end of the Second Age, when extraplanar magic was sealed and outlawed by the Guild, which he's a member of the Wizards Guild, the items has had little mention or function in history. He knows its whereabouts in the collection of the Black Temple, and now that planar travel and beings and the potential of planar beings being in Naboria has been reopened, he is very curious to acquire it for his own research. Several times, Sid has tried the lawful route to acquiring permission to study the item, and none of his inquiries have ever been approved.
They're just ignoring him or just denying him or whatever.
Right.
He's getting frustrated. Who was playing? Do you remember who was playing?
I don't, actually. He also discovered that there may be an outpost of Illithid on other planets neighboring Naboria. And he wished to mount an expedition through the Wizards Guild to these planets to destroy the Illithid there. I can tell you this, he failed at that.
Yeah, that never happened.
But Without a way to prove such a theory to the guild, or divine the success of such an endeavor, he can't bring the matter before the guild, and the Black Temple, where this item is held, doesn't seem to care. They don't seem to care that the Illithid are coming. They think that Oscar will protect them, that somehow their dark god will favor them, at least the temple, those in the temple, and whatever about the city will survive. Sid knows the time's running out for the invasion, and he has no choice but to attempt to take the item from the Black Temple. So he agrees to join you after your compliments and your discussion.
On condition
That the intergalactic orrery, which is the item he is searching for, leaves in his possession so that he can discern the verity of his own suspicions.
I just think it's really funny, like, how much he doesn't know about it.
Well, you know, when it's stuck in the temple that you don't have access to, you can only know so much about it.
Specifically the size of it.
Yeah. We get to that.
So, I'm fairly certain, if I remember correctly, this is when they are they're like, alright, we're going to try and see if we can take a look at the temple.
Yes.
Kind of case it. And I think as they're close to the temple in, like, some back alleyway.
Someone gets caught.
What?
Okay, caught, right? Like, there's a check that somebody failed and they were noticed by one of the black priests. I think that's right? That's how you met Vishu the Rake?
Well,
because he was the one who was like...
We didn't, fail a check. We were going, and, like, he came and found us, specifically.
Yeah, he noticed you. That's why somebody failed a check, whatever. He rolled higher than somebody else's stealth. It doesn't matter.
Right.
The point is, this guy noticed you.
We're in, like, an alleyway, and...
Checking out, case in the joint.
And someone just appears, and we can't hardly see him.
Ryan played him, I know that much.
Mm-mm.
I believe so. Ryan played Vishu the Rake, I thought so.
No, it was Byron.
Oh, that's right. It was Byron. It totally was Byron. Ryan
I remember
played one
because
of
what happened to Vishnu the Rake after. I remember.
Did Ryan play Zool then? Ryan played one of them. I know that Ryan played one of them.
I don't remember.
I think Ryan played Zool, but I forget who played Sid.
No, I don't think Ryan, because of what happens after, like what I did after. Ryan was not there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that might be true. That's right.
Because I went with...
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Two. Yeah. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Anyways.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forget who played who then. Byron did play... you're right. Byron played Vishu the Rake.
I think... Wow, there goes that name of that person that I know.
Christian.
No,
Phil.
I mean...
Mac.
Chicago. Not Rob.
Kevin.
He played one of them.
Yes.
Anyways, it doesn't
Kevin
matter.
did.
It doesn't matter. Kevin played one of them. He might have played the lady, honestly.
I think so. Actually, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure.
You're right.
He played
I think
Zul.
you're right.
Yeah.
Kevin played Zul Ashur.
Yeah.
She's awesome, by the way.
She is really cool, and like I'm glad that
she's very Indiana Jones, but not being Indiana
other
Jones.
characters get to interact with her later, even though
they do.
They're not very nice.
Yeah, which sucks. Because she is actually awesome.
But then he fixed what he did. So
yeah, it's true.
At least, anyways.
At that point.
So, Vishu the Rake says that he is a priest of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
But that he will help them and get them in, and that he has his own reasons for doing so. He really does not give them a whole lot of information.
Nope. Like, oh, I can help you. Now, to understand, I should have opened one more thing.
Oh, over here or over there?
I'm going to do it on this side so it doesn't appear. I am sorry, folks. There's something I forgot, but it is
important.
Relatively important.
There is so much that Jason has on his Google Drive. So much information.
Vishu the Rake.
I mean, this campaign went on for 15 years.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff to go through, and it's easy to forget things. Even, like, at this point, we are in the second year of my 3-year span in this game, and I remember more of, like, what happened than the stuff at the beginning. Like, our first RPG story times, I didn't know things as well. I didn't remember things as well, so I'm already remembering things better.
Oscar, the Black Temple is dedicated to Oscar. Oscar is the son of Armin,
Who tried to kill me.
Right.
Specific.
The patron
Rasha,
deity of
Rasha.
Bagra. Oscar, his son, is the patron deity of Moadina. So Rasha has just been to Bagra, where they don't like her, and is now coming to Moadina, where they're not going to like her if they know that she's there. Oscar is the bringer of revenge. He seeks to twist the hearts of man to make them easily corruptible. The great betrayer is very violent and very cruel. He is a neutral evil god, and his domains are charm, destruction, strength, and trickery. His favorite weapon is a short sword. Charm, destruction, strength, and trickery. Very important.
It's tricky. Tricky.
Vishu the Rake. It's like, okay, you guys want to get in? I can get you in. There's a door right over here.
A sneaky door.
Because I remember you guys, like, snuck down a side of a river and, like, we're trying to look and do things, and he's
we
like...
We weren't actually like, right next to the temple when we encountered him.
No, but he took you down this...
Yeah, he took us. He took us along the river.
Took you down the river path and went to this door that specifically is, like, a side door to the temple. And goes, you can go in the secret door. You get past people. Let's go inside. And I remember you all being sort of like, this doesn't seem right. This seems like a trap. This feels like a trap. Like, even, I believe Kevin, you're right, Kevin played Zula, sure. Yeah. And he was like, this is a trap. This is bad. We're all going to die.
And we shouldn't trust this guy. Like, I know, but...
Because deceit is a part of the priests of the Black Temple, the priests of Oscar. And so they could have literally just been leading...
It could have just been
a trap. It's like, yeah, come on in, and we're just going to kill you when we get in here.
Could have just been a totally dedicated priest to this god.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you in the side door. Oh, yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, hey, everybody stab him.
Thankfully, that didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't, actually. And there's a reason why. There's actually a very good reason why. We'll get to that when we get to that part. Because Vishu keeps his mouth closed until then.
Yeah. He does say that there is something that he wants specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Does he say what it is?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Cup of Forbidden Knowledge.
But it's when you get in there.
After we get in there? Yeah, it says he will join as long as he's allowed to take the Cup of Forbidden Knowledge as his prize. So he's like, no, I get to take this specific thing.
And it doesn't say why. There's no, he's like, I want this thing. They're like, okay, great. We're going to help each other out.
Yeah, Rasha doesn't care about what thing that each person wants to take as long as they want to take different things from each other. You know what I mean? That's not what she's there for. She's not even, like, going to pick up random loot. She doesn't care, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't care
and
about
plus,
that.
Trust me, there's plenty of random loot in this place to pick up. This place is like a treasure trove of things that have been left behind that other people would want, that they're just like, yeah, we're going to keep it in our trapped layer of craziness to try to invite people to come in to screw them over.
Yeah, literally, like, sometimes, isn't it like sometimes people would ask to, like, come in and look at something, they would just let them in and then just leave them to
figure your way out of here.
Get tricked and trapped and die in the temple.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which is why it's probably good for, what's his name? The wizard. Anyway, this wizard. This magical user that he was never allowed, that his request never got accepted. He wasn't enough of a person of interest.
Yeah.
To be...
For the Black Sheik to be like, who is this? Whatever,
we'll
we
come
don't care.
And trap you. No, thanks.
Yeah,
So
he was under the radar enough.
It's better for him. So they're in, and there's a lot of different things that they have to get through.
So there's a main floor, there's a basement, and a dungeon. So on the main floor, they come across this one. You guys come across. You make all of your checks, right? You make all your stealth checks, and you don't trip any traps. And you guys are doing a really good job.
And opening locks and things like that.
Making your rolls, casting the right spells, like it's going very well. And you get to the place on the first floor where the intergalactic orrery is.
All right. Yes, we get to the intergalactic orrery, and I don't remember what it looks like, but
I do.
It's room-sized.
Have any of you ever been to a planetarium?
It's as big as a room.
And seen, like if the sun is here, then the Earth is here, then whatever is here.
A model.
Yeah.
Right, of the solar system?
Like a room-scale model of the solar system?
That's essentially what it is. That's what the intergalactic orrery is. It's essentially, it's a room-sized model of the Naborian solar system.
Yep.
So...
Pole is the name of the sun.
Pole. The sun is pole. Sid...
It's like, yeah, and oh, crap at the same time.
Unhappy about this.
It's like,
so Rasha pulls out her handy-dandy stone of sending cell phone that connects to one person. Hello, Graven. Thanks, Graven. We love you, Graven. And sends him a message about where she is and what she's doing. I mean, succinctly, and specifically about the intergalactic orrery. And how big it is, and how they won't be able to get it out in this point, and how she thinks it useful. Anyways, somehow I put that into 25 words. Enough that it got Graven's attention and he was interested. And he happened to be free at the time.
Mm-hmm. Again, because there were things going on, and that was the moment he was free.
So...
He was able to move it once.
Well, the thing... No, he had to do some sort of miracle or something to make it
Yeah, he literally had to do a miracle to make it smaller to move it.
And move it, yeah. But
once.
No, we're not there yet.
Okay.
So Graven teleports himself. He can't teleport to where they are.
Right.
Inside the temple,
no
right?
one can.
So he's there outside
the Black Temple.
The Black Temple, and he can't. He's just like, how did he get in here? I don't understand. So he does sending to Rasha, and which is a little more surprising to her because this is unlike what's happened to her before. Because she sends him a message on this device, and it gets a message back, and then this is just in her head. She's like, "Oh, hi, Graven," about how to get it. So she explains how they got in. But he can't find that door.
Nope.
So what? What does he do? He turns into a dragon.
Yeah.
And starts burrowing down into the riverbanks.
Yes.
To get under,
causing a fault in the
under the temple.
Yeah, in the
to
bed.
get inside.
He kind of starts to mess up the temple.
It's
He's
really
like, well,
funny.
Forget it. We're just gonna get in there.
He's burrowing down as a dragon under the temple so that he can get in.
And it's not like that goes unnoticed. But Graven's like, we don't care about these guys.
It's so funny.
Askar Amon, screw them. Who cares? Let's flood their temple. Let's destabilize their foundation. So at this point, Graven does get in.
Right, but he's working on that, and then they're still moving through
It takes
the
time.
temple.
It takes time, right? It's not
Right.
instantly. Like Graven's getting in over time.
He's literally as a dragon burrowing.
He has to figure this out on his own pace, and you guys got to convince Sid. Is like, listen, Sid, this ain't happening right now.
The second, we will come back to this.
Sid's like, okay, let's keep going.
So they keep on moving through the temple. I don't know what order they find the people's
I do.
things in. But
so you go down to the basement level, right?
Yeah, that was kind of the main floor.
Right. And you're looking around, and that is where the
The
revelation quill is discovered.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. The intergalactic orrery, the revelation quill, and the cup of forbidden knowledge are all Pathfinder artifacts that I used to be relevant to the story. I changed their specific stories only slightly to make them relevant to the story of this game in this moment.
So you could like Google them and find them if you were interested.
They're Pathfinder artifacts.
Yeah. But
But yeah, in the basement is a revelation quill, and you roamed the basement and found the correct room.
When was it that there was like the wall that was fake and we had to walk through it? Was that in the basement? I think.
I believe so.
Because it was, and then we went, and then we found that thing.
Yes.
And then we came back out, and when we come out of the wall, and I think that's when we ran into Gravin finally.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because he finally burrowed through. And the river starts to flood parts of the temple.
Oh no.
Slowly at this point, it's not huge, but Gravin made an impact. So you have retrieved the revelation quill.
I just forgot.
Zool. For Zool. Zool's all happy. He's like, I got my stuff. We're moving on.
There is no Kevin, only Zool.
Right. It's true. I believe it was also the basement that you found the cup of forbidden knowledge.
Yes.
Which then we will get to Vishu. So Vishu the Rake. Now he's only known as Vishu, as Abbot Vishu here, right? Because this guy's playing a role. Vishu has been in Muad'Dina posing as a servant of Black for many years. He originally came to Muad'Dina seeking a quarry to rob from the Black Temple. Since then, he's served his goddess Nikita.
We know Nikita.
You guys do.
That's Treskin's goddess. The one that Treskin follows. Have I been there yet? Have I been there yet? No.
You've been to Merrigan, but you've not been to the temple yet.
Okay.
And
he serves Nikita's in Merrigan, anyways. But FYI.
So Vishu serves Nikita as an interloper here in Muad'Dina to pose as a cleric of the Black Temple until the opportunity arose for him to take the cup of forbidden knowledge, which is an artifact of her worshippers, to Merrigan to be placed at the Temple of Mists, where it belongs.
Darn straight.
When the desert wind comes along and says, hey, we want to get in and do all this stuff.
Inside the temple, he's like, well.
It's like,
alrighty then.
Great, let's do it. And sees opportunity arise. So Vishu joined to gain the cup of forbidden knowledge as the prize.
Mm-hmm.
And Vishu resists the urge to drink from it when finding it.
Yes, at that point.
Literally, even at this point, when he's like, okay, let's go. Doesn't explain who he is, what he is, why he's doing it, nothing at this point. Just, we got the thing, let's keep moving.
So, we've met up with Gravin at this point. Is this when we do the thing, or do we go find the guy and then do the intergalactic orrery thing after we find the guy?
You do the intergalactic orrery after you find the guy, because it's when the temple is,
Alright, so we continue farther down into the temple.
Deep within the dungeon of the Black Keep, beneath the basement, lies a room with 14 mithril chains extending from all surfaces and corners. These chains all tying down a tall but emaciated-looking humanoid creature that has barely glittering ruby eyes, gray skin, and a single pair of ragged black wings. There's clearly more than chains holding this creature in the center of the room.
So we come into this room and there's... I don't think that he really said much.
No,
I
not at all.
tried to say something
It is like...
It's just like that. So I think both...
Zool and Sid.
No. Zool doesn't do anything here.
Well, that's true.
Sid and I think Grevin.
That's true.
Sid
Graven.
and Grevin both, they work together to dispel the magics that are holding this creature here.
And this being doesn't pay them any heed.
Just ignores them.
Really, what's happening is, the Mythril Chains are a conduit to fuel the Black Temple. There's also something else held in the Black Temple that is beholden to Azkar. And then there's this being that is beholden to one of the faces of the one true God, or the High Father, whatever faith you may serve, right? It's a face of this deity. Its power is being siphoned to fuel the others, which fuels the protections and illusions and weirdness of this temple, really. There were many traps and many... There's a lot that they had to get through that we're sort of glossing over, but there were many rolls through
got
traps
mad skills, yo.
and illusions and such.
We all got mad
to
skills.
get to this point. And they did. They were able to do so. Here, once Sid and Gravin free this being, Sid says, or Madan shows up.
I'm a little confused about this because he starts wrecking the temple.
Yeah, he
does. Which
does.
doesn't sound like this.
Yeah, so I changed that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right.
So
Madan doesn't show up till later. My bad. My
So-
bad. Apologies.
we dispel the thing, and I think it pays us a bit of attention at that point.
Yes, because
Just
it
a little
looks
bit.
up,
It looks up at us.
and you all see its ruby eyes, and like they are intense
And
not
Rasha-
okay.
Rasha, I
like,
believe,
oh.
says something about why she's there,
Right,
who sent her there.
which pretty much saved your life.
Rasha says, Madan sent me here to release you. Which
And
is why it doesn't just immediately kill us.
And there was some recognition in its eyes of this.
Thankfully. That would have sucked.
Yeah.
Because it could have just killed all of us. I mean, it's a god thing.
So in the moment, if for theatrics or drama, if I've written something and I'm like, yeah, that's not as cool as like what they've been doing, and an action and reaction to their actions, I'll just change what happens. It gives me, so when I write things, it gives me an idea of a structure of like kind of how things are going to go. But if stuff changes while the players are doing things, then I will just adapt and do something that is more interesting. In this case, Balthial, they don't know his name.
We don't know his name.
But this being,
so he's
doesn't ever say thank you, just looks at them.
Acknowledges, there's a bit of recognition in his eyes when Rasha says what he says. He doesn't do anything to hurt them. And he just
goes out the way they came in. And then they start hear rumbling.
So he kind of just goes out and then he just goes up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then at this point, they, like, well, it's time to,
yeah, because
back.
the temple starts rumbling.
Yeah. We're like, all right, we
and
should...
they're like, oh, crap.
Okay.
And Sid's like, but the thing.
We're like, we'll go back there. Let's go. So we head back through the temple as it's rumbling, and we're not entirely sure what's all happening.
And there's actually things falling, and there's like sounds of something.
But there aren't any of the same traps or anything.
No.
Nothing.
And the other black priests are like
place.
running for their life. Like they don't even see. They see them. They don't even seem to care that they're there. They're
like,
just
we
like,
see some of them, but
we're
nothing.
getting out.
Yeah.
Something bad's happening. Like something very bad is happening.
Yeah. So we get back to this room, and
it's literally coming down around them.
Sid is just adamant about the fact that
no, this has got to go. We need this. We need to get this out of here. We'll be destroyed.
Oh no! I remember what happened. We were still down in the basement, and Sid's like, no, we can't leave, because I think Graven was going to teleport them all out.
He's like, no,
And
no.
Graven's like, fine. Graven performs a miracle, like he calls upon the powers of the god that
is within him.
Hieratus, performs a miracle.
Also got a magic.
Yes, also got a magic. Shrinks the intergalactic orrery into something pocket-sized and pulls it. Not even exactly teleporting, because he can't.
No, he gives it to Sid.
Yeah, but no. He does that while we're in the dungeon.
Yeah.
So he pulls it down there.
Here.
He's like, okay, fine. Here.
And Sid goes.
And even the fact that, Graven realizes that this thing could be very useful, he acknowledges the agreement that Rasha made with Sid and lets Sid keep it. Even though Graven should have kept it.
Oh, yeah.
He should have kept it.
Because there's a whole story
it would have been helpful.
Later that happens.
But oh well, it's fine. It's fine. Everything sort of worked out in the end. Essentially. I mean, it did.
Yeah, essentially.
Basically.
You guys lived and the world's still around, so yeah, it worked out.
Yeah. It worked out in the end.
How you got there, whatever.
Yeah, you know. So then, that is when Graven teleports them out.
Boop! Inside the temple.
And
We're gone!
Then they run back.
Because he also sensed that the wards
were down.
Yeah, something had happened.
They get teleported out of the temple. And Graven teleports them, a little bit away, not right outside it. And they look back. And they see this immense being with wings, and there's fire, and it is wrecking. It is wrecking the temple.
From the temple comes. This is where Balthiel fights the Cacodemon that is bound to Azkar.
Oh.
So a devil and a demon start fighting over the temple.
Yeah.
The temple is destroyed in their battle. Many of the black priests are destroyed, and the prophecy comes true. I will read the prophecy
again.
Once again. Gold, because the Black Temple had much gold.
That's why it looks like this. This part is black, but then this is gold.
Yes. The Black Temple is gold filigree and gold all over it, right? If it's not black, if it's not the black stone, it's gold. Gold will blacken mixed with blood when the Black Temple alights the Knights of Moadina. It was night. The temple was afire. The gold was melting. A cacodemon and
there was
devil
a lot of blood.
Were fighting. Many of the black priests died. And they got out of it. They set Balthiel free, who destroyed the temple.
And Rasha is still over here
because
just
he was enslaved by it for centuries.
I'm just a little person.
And that's when Madame shows up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
You guys see, at some point, Madame show up to Balthiel. He beats the crap out of that cacodemon. It's like, we gotta go. And they disappear.
I don't even know if we saw that.
Yeah, you guys did.
Maybe
not you did, but some of you did see that.
Yeah, but no, because I think we just left the scene. We were getting away from.
Yeah,
it
you were
as
walking
possible.
away once you got outside.
But Madame spoke to me in my head and said, at some point he said something like, "You have saved lives across the freaking universe and not just in Naboria, so many lives at this point. Thanks, bye." And Rasha's like, oh, okay. But so at this point they go back to the shop. The wizard, I think, goes off.
He does. He's like,
the wizard goes off.
Cool. Later. Bye. Locks all this shit and is like, and I'm gone. Bye. No one talked to me. This was crazy. I need a moment.
Unfortunately, he gets, captured by the black priest
Sheik
again and the Sheik and
yeah, and things happen.
Whatever. But it happened. But the rest of them, including Vishu, Zul and Graven and Rasha, go back to Zul's shop. And it is at this point when Rasha reveals who she is to Zul. She's like, "We've gone through this together. I trust you now. I'm Rasha Sharav. And because she hadn't told her that yet. So, Zool knowing all this about the prophecy and everything.
So you are the desert wind?
And Rasha, at this point, is still just kind of like, I mean, yes, I guess so.
I'm Zool Ashur. And, like, I know...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my. You are a being of prophecy, a being of legend.
Rasha's just like...
You are a legend. This is why we've survived. This is why this happened.
Did Rasha show her the sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rasha showed her the sword, the Desert Wind sword. Yeah.
And
She knew about it. She knew about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The archaeologist keeps her secrets
and
suggests that you all get the heck out of the city.
Yes. And Rasha says that she will let people in Riyadh know about Zool so that she can have contact, sort of as like an insider in the city and trying to keep things, as good as possible. So Gravin says, "Oh well, okay. Where do you guys want to go?" And Vishu, at this point, he says,
Merrigan. Everyone's like, Merrigan?
And Gravin's like,
you want to go see my sister?
And Vishu's like, what?
Yeah.
And
this is hers.
And Gravin's like, okay. He's like, yeah, come, Rasha. He's like, I can take you somewhere else after. That's fine. Rasha's like, no, okay. Get me out of here. So, Gravin teleports them all to Merrigan.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I can pull Merrigan up. Yes. We have a map.
We gotta go to Naboria.
But let me pull Merrigan up here first.
It's not on there.
Oops. No, it's not on here. Right,
so, you gotta go to...
here.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no.
Oh, here, wait, I got it. Sorry, this will take one moment. Apologies.
We have a map. Push it over there. Yay! We also have an actual map, though, too.
Yeah.
But is that on this? Oh, I wanted to pull up the other one first.
The other one?
Just like the thing of Merrigan.
Oh.
Merrigan! It's government, it's secret syndicate? What does that even mean? Anyway, that doesn't matter.
You don't know.
That doesn't matter. So, this is the picture we have for Merrigan, and then...
It's a river city. It's a forested river city in Navias, the frontiers of the north, where the Druids rule.
Absolutely lovely map that Jason made.
Oh, thanks. It's pretty good.
I love the maps. Absolutely love the maps. So, let me just check really quick. You can kind of see it. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Can you zoom in on this or no?
No. Do you want a map you can zoom in on from Merrigan?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because it's kind of covered by the camera. I want to show you the map so that they could see. Where are they? You have... Yeah, there we go.
Alright.
No, that's good. You can just take that over there.
I can't, though.
Yeah, you take that tab over and it'll work. Yeah. Okay, so here's the city. And Merrigan is like the city of mists and stuff because Nikita is
goddess of mists
and trickery and
pantheon. She's got artists, thieves, musicians, and bards.
Yeah.
Get it neutral. Goddess of the mist.
Okay.
It's the city of mists.
There we go. So, you can see here where the mists are on the map. So, Gravin transport them, obviously outside. He's not going to teleport them.
Because you can't.
You can't teleport inside the mists.
So he teleports
right to the temple.
Shadow's Hollow. I think that's what it's called.
Or where the somewhere?
Yep, Shadow's Hollow. That's H.
This area, yeah.
This
H.
area.
Mm-hmm. He teleports them there, and
you guys walk into the mists.
and we walk into the mist. So
and Vishu the Rake is like,
Vishu
"Great, let's
just
do it."
goes in, right in, and Gravin looks at Rasha, and he's like, I don't want this to take a super long time. He's like, here, give me your hand. And Rasha's like, yep, okay, yep. Grabs Gravin's hand, and he
So
just...
you don't get lost in the mist now.
He just... He might even, like, fly through.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he flies through.
Because this is
not...
this is like the second or third time he's been here.
Yeah.
Because,
and
Nikita's his
as,
sister.
As Hieratus, Nikita is his sister.
They're both of the Corinthic Pantheon and brother-sister relationship. But Nikita is the definition of crazy bee.
Mm-hmm. She is literally also a goddess of madness, as well as all the other things we mentioned. This is Treskin's goddess that he follows, by the way. Our good friend Treskin.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
That
half-drow.
That doesn't come around later. The Cup of Forbidden Knowledge, none of that comes around later.
Spoilers. But yeah,
They follow Vishnu,
the
rake, into the mists, and he is holding
and
the
Gravin's
cup.
just kind of chill. He's got Rasha
Going to see his
by the
goddess.
hand. Rasha's like,
She's holding his hand, is like has like hold of his wrist with the other hand. She's like, I'm not.
Like Gravin, is a god reborn in the mortal world.
Mm-hmm.
And this
He's actually the
godling is the daughter of Duadna Natel.
one of our other player characters.
One of the started from the first level. My cousin Ron is the archdruid of Navias at this point. And he had a child with Mira. And she is still alive at this moment, but Mira's not here right now.
But yeah. So Vishu gets to the inside
The temple.
to the temple before Gravin and Rasha do, and he presents the cup of forbidden knowledge to the goddess. And
Which she's thankful for, but she's also crazy.
and she's like, well, I'll reward you. She's like, here, drink from the cup. And that is like kind of the point when Gravin and Rasha get there. Gravin's just kind of like, hey sis, and Rasha's kind of,
And she has that look in her eyes at Gravin. And Vishnu is drinking from the cup.
okay.
And then
So
they're both all
describe
like-
kind of the situation in like the temple, like what's you can hear and see. Like you've described this before when we got there in game. What like sounds and things that you're hearing.
So the Temple of Mist, it's always, as you can see on the map, there is always a mist there. And you can get lost in the mist. Wherever you are in the mist, like certainly on the entirety of the map, there is mist. But you could be walking in one portion and end up in another portion of the city. Because it's all connected. When you're in it, unless you're making your checks well, even then, they're very hard to make. You can end up anywhere in this town.
Yeah, there's a lot of mist. It's magical.
So it's a representation of the goddess. Mist is one of her domains. So as he walks in, they hear like this, like chanting in whispers, right? Because of the like cacophony of madness that always goes on. And it's only Nikita, who is Duanda's daughter, who she's like 14, right?
Yeah, she's not super old.
She's not super old. She dresses well beyond her age, and she doesn't care. It's not it's a trick, basically, right? Like, her entire persona is, how deep are you going to go? Because the deeper you go, the more power I have over you. At the same time, she is about freedom. It's not slavery. It's, you choose to make this mistake.
So, Gravin and Rasha come into, because the mists kind of clear out, right in that tunnel.
Around the temple, so you can see in there. It's more than 5 feet. Because you can't, while you're walking up, you can't see 5 feet beyond yourself. It's just mist.
Like through the mist, it's pretty intense.
But as you get close to the temple, it clears, and the temple is this dome structure with columns. And part of it is next to a hill, and in that part that's near a hill that's within the column dome, is a temple of Nikita, who Nikita, the girl, doesn't look like Nikita the goddess. They don't look the exact same, right? Because gods and goddesses can be reborn. But she's wearing some of her similar things, and Nikita is like a full woman, voluptuous, sensuous, and a temptress in ways.
This Nikita does not embody that
Not exactly.
in
No.
the same way. I mean, she's just 14.
Right.
She doesn't-
She's more of like a teenage girl who's starting to come into her own, but she's not a developed woman, right? Not yet. And there are times where her parents still are like, regardless of whether you're a god or not, no.
Yeah.
But this was not one of those times.
Yeah.
And she convinced one of her followers of the goddess portion of her,
Who had just brought her the cup of forbidden knowledge.
drink from the cup.
He does not hesitate.
Not at all.
He's followed her for years.
He is devout, and not the girl, right? The goddess.
Right.
If his goddess says something, he will do it.
And so he drinks from the cup, and Gravin and Rasha are there, and they watch.
And he begins laughing, and rolls on the ground, and then begins singing, and becomes a mad chorister of Nikita the First.
He literally goes crazy.
He goes absolutely insane. It's no longer... There is no more Vishu the Rake. There is just this mad being that spouts nonsense.
Not
all day long.
always.
Correct, not always.
nonsense.
In madness,
we see him later. Much later.
There is a wisdom in madness.
Mm-hmm.
That this character, this creature, Vishu the Rake, has been seeking actively.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that the most devout thing he can do for his goddess is become her first chorister, which he does do.
So Gravin and Rasha watch this happen. Gravin's kind of just like, "Hey sis," like I'm pretty sure he literally just said, "Hey sis,"
And she's like, "Yeah, hi, glad you're here for this, whatever."
and then he's like, "Okay," and just goes back out.
Yeah, there's
again.
little to no exchange, but this is
And
the first time
Rasha's-
that Rasha gets to see this insane goddess.
I mean, she's heard Treskin say who his goddess is before. Like she knows, and she's just like, "Well, this explains a lot.
It's like, why do you worship this thing?
This explains a lot about you as a person, Treskin. Oh my gosh, why?" She's like, "I don't." And so they get back out.
Pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, Rasha doesn't do anything. She's just holding on to his hand for dear life. She's like, as they like fly back out through the mists. I don't remember.
Oh, it's a Crusa demon that he fought.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, not a
Anyways.
Kakademon, Crusa demon.
So, I don't actually remember. I think he does.
Wherever you wanted to go is where he took you.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure that he takes her back to. Wait. Okay, because I know. Is this? Are we almost to the point where she goes back to Asarudin again?
I think, yes. I think, but...
Because like there were a good amount of other people there at the time, but I don't remember if that was like Gravin was involved with that or not. Do you remember?
No, I'm going to find out real quick.
But okay, so I know he at least takes her back to Riyadh because she had finished her sort of, or I think he did. She had finished her quest of talking to everyone.
It was like, yeah, I think that you went back to where you're from because it was shortly after this, like the next month is when the mythic revelation comes from many clerics and wizards that, oh, we're in the mythic age.
What?
That's a thing that happens after this.
No, that was before because I already did this.
No, you didn't do this yet. This is the other one.
Oh, that's
this
the
is
other
the
one.
other time
Okay.
that you run across. So you went back to Ramadan.
I know I went back to Ramadan. I'm
Yeah.
trying.
You went back to Asarudin. That's
Like-
yeah.
Did I go back to Riyadh at all?
No, not this time. You went back to Asarudin.
Okay, yeah.
Because this happens near Asarudin.
I went back to Asarudin, and Graven was okay with that because he also was able to check in on his temple that he built there and his not exactly investment, but like his stake in the city.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to collect some money because it had been some months, you know.
Yeah, we'll get to that next time.
But yeah.
So you go back to Asarudin.
Back to Asarudin. I don't remember if Graven stays around for the next thing or...
No, he has to go back.
That's right, yeah. He has to go back. So so Graven takes Rasha back to Asarudin and checks in on his temple and, you know, collects his money and heads back out.
And that's pretty much the end, right, for this time.
Yeah,
right here.
and then that's where we will leave off because Rasha gets into some...
Stuff.
This really gets into, like... This next thing, it really gets into what... like, me really getting into being emotionally connected to my character. There's going to be a lot I'm going to talk about emotions and being connected to characters and interpersonal relationships in character to other characters and anyways, there's a lot of things I'm going to talk about next time. But for now, we're in Asarudin, which is you know, we're here.
So after all that,
back to Asarudin because I should have showed this on the map. Where were we?
Merrigan. It's way across the other, literally on the other side of the globe.
As you can see, is way up here. So we had been here in Muad'Dina, and then we went to Merrigan, which is way up here in Nabiez.
Mm-hmm.
Can you focus, please? No?
It will eventually. It's fine.
Anyways, there's Merrigan. And then back to Asarudin. Oops.
So really north to south. A little west and east, but not as much as north and south.
Hopped way up and then hopped back down again. And that's where we will leave off for today. That was a really interesting, a cool adventure thing.
Good.
That I know I did go back to Riyadh. I know I did because I talked to the Sultan, and I told him what I had done.
I think you're, yeah.
No, okay. Right. I did go back to Riyadh. I talked to the Sultan. I told him what I had done. I said, a face of the one, and this is where,
because
like
there's
Rasha's
a piece of the God there too.
Rasha's understanding of gods is at the same time like less and more than the followers, because she doesn't follow any particular god. Even though she's very clearly aware that they exist, she has interacted with gods.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting sort of a thing. So she tells the Sultan that she was asked by a face of the one true God, which he doesn't really understand, to release another face of the one true God. And she said, I'm not sure if it was a good thing because, you know, it was the evil face, you know, and we released it and it destroyed the Temple of Azkar. And the Sultan says, how can that be a bad thing if it destroys the temple, an evil temple of an evil god? And Rasha's just like, okay, I guess so. But she does also think back to what Madan told her, that she had somehow saved many, many lives, and she acknowledges it. She's like, okay, I do think that you are right.
Mm-hmm.
So she does talk to the Sultan. So I think
it was briefly for Riyadh, and then but you do end up back in Asarudin. I know that much.
This is the point where I end up back in Asarudin. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I did talk to the Sultan for a little.
Oh, that's right, because you wanted to tell the Sultan that you were done with your thing.
Yes, I did. I wanted to tell the Sultan I was done with the thing, and I told him about Asarudin. What?
Right.
Someone else what?
The Temple of the Sky, but you didn't go there again. It's still a minute before you go back there.
Back where?
The Temple of the Sky.
Oh yeah, no. So I told him about that. I told him about Zool, and you know, so that there could be connection there.
Which is like why Zool is alive.
And about what had happened in Asarudin,
Mm-hmm.
and how he's now the ruler, and the Sultan's like,
Oh,
huh.
well,
And Rasha's kind of like,
little Rasha. All grown up now.
she's
ruling
like,
her own city.
she's like, I don't really want it.
The desert wind.
Though that's why I went back to Asarudin.
Right, because you wanted to talk about somebody about rulership. That's right, I remember that now.
Yeah, she's I don't really want this.
And he's like, but you stated
She's like,
would
you
do
are
it.
it. He's like, you either have to do it or you have to take care of the city and give that to someone else. So I
But you owe those
decided
people
that I
at
needed
least
to go back
enough of your allegiance, enough of your respect.
to get everything like worked out.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's why you went back to Asarudin afterwards.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, how do we work this out?
So we did the thing with the city before I went after the caravan, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like
With
role-playing stuff that I maybe
with-
not recorded, but yes,
Right, no,
that
because
happened.
it was kind of a because we had like Rowan and Megan,
Mm-hmm,
and so we
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
okay. Anyways, so I talked to the Sultan about that, and it's funny that this Sultan of the city where she grew up, who is she had viewed as this like ruler of her life, is kind of now like just her friend. It's good though.
He's not a bad guy.
No, he's not. He really is literally a good guy. You think he's probably neutral good?
Hmm?
Yeah, he's probably neutral good.
I mean, you know, it's no Karn Oasis, right? But Roth's an alright place.
I mean, Rasha loves it, and it will always be her home. But, like, Karn Oasis immediately feels home. I mean, it is a chaotic good city, and she is a chaotic good character.
Yeah.
I wish
wonderful place.
I could have gone there with Treskin.
I know.
Oh, that would have been so
Those are
much
the fun things, though, right? Like the
fun.
things that never happen are like the most fun things to like think
Just
about.
imagine, like, how it would have gone.
Because, you know, you got a place that you're like, this is a really cool place, but I want to go with this person, but it just didn't happen because,
Some things just never happen.
yeah, story and everything. So
Yeah.
it's good.
All right. Anyways, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you all.
This will eventually get uploaded on YouTube. I actually need to upload more videos to YouTube because all the video files that I have downloaded are bogging down my laptop. My poor little laptop. My poor wee little laptop that I didn't buy with the intention of streaming.
You just got to write with.
I was like, I'm going to write, and now I'm streaming. Not right this minute. We're streaming off of Jason's computer, which is amazing, and of course does fine. And your camera battery obviously lasts at least an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm surprised, which is good for film. Like we're still going, so
It's
like
good
we
to
should
know.
probably stop this soon, just
Yeah,
in case.
we are.
And I'm gonna
We're
charge the
stopping
battery.
it. We are stopping.
Like, no offense, we love you all. It's just like
we were going to
you
be
know.
stopping anyways.
Yeah.
But it's yeah.
I actually use it for. I took pictures today too.
I know you know they have. That's good. That's good. So we're getting into some really fun stuff that I'm super excited to talk about with my character. Oh my gosh. I'll probably cry at some point.
Probably.
I cry
There's
a
some
lot.
good. I mean, there was some good
there's
emotional
some.
moments.
There's some good stuff. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I unless I get more sick again, will be streaming Thursday again with Crafty Time, even though I canceled last time. I'm still like a little bit sick. You might be able to tell with my voice, but only a little bit. I say a lot. Thanks for coming. We love you.
Goodbye,
And
everybody.
we'll see you next time. Bye.